Hi everyone, is your girl Study Smart with Sumi. So today we are going to be taking mathematics and the topic we are going to be doing is variation. So let's just go straight, no wasting of time. What is variation? Variation can be defined as when one quantity decreases or increases in the same pattern as the other quantity. Now let's move on. Types of variation. We have direct variation, inverse variation, joint variation, and partial variation. Those are basically the types of variation we have. So let me take the first part. I've written it already, which is direct variation. So under it, they said if y varies directly as x, or you can say if y is directly proportional to x. So let me just use the first one. They said y varies directly as x. Write down your y first. It then varies directly. This is the sign for it. This sign here, I don't have to explain. So varies directly as x. Write your x. So you write your y here, y. This sign will change to equals to sign. And when it changes, you introduce a constant k and you now write back your x there. So this is the formula. So this is the formula connecting them. Like this is the formula that we got. Y is equals to kx. So now to get the formula connecting y and x, we'll make k the subject of the formula. K will now be divide both sides by x to make k stand alone. So x will cancel x over x. So therefore our k is now y over x. Simple. So before we move on, I'll tell you guys, if you have any question, you can write it in the comment section and I will answer you guys. So since we've understand the basic introduction about variation and we've understood what direct variation is all about, let's now move to solving an example under it. So this question says that given that y varies directly as the square root of x and y is equals to 15 when x is equals to 4, find the value of y when x is equals to 9 and the value of x when y is equals to 30. So let's first solve this small part of the question that says given that y varies directly as the square root of x. Okay, so they said y, you write down your y, varies directly, the sign, this is it, as the square root of x, this is square root sign, then you write your x there. Let's remove this sign, the varies directly sign. By removing it, we introduce equals to sign and we also introduce a constant k. So y will now become, it will now become y is equals to k, the constant we introduce, then the square root of x that was there before. So let's make k the subject of the formula. We want it to stand alone. We want to do that, we'll divide both sides by this square root of x. We don't want anything to be with k anymore. So divide both sides by square root of x. It will affect both y and the k. So I divided this by square root of x. I divided this one too by square root of x. So square root of x will cancel square root of x. So exchange the position of where they are. So therefore k is equals to y over square root of x. So let's read the question further. It said and y is equals to 15 when x is equals to 4. Let's solve that first. They said y is 15 and x is 4. These are the new values that they gave you for y and x. So let's pick this part here where we said y is equals to k square root of x. You don't need to start from this part again. Since we've written the formula up here already, you can use this or we use this straightforward, but I prefer to start with this so that you guys will understand better. So they said our formula we derived is y is equals to k square root of x, and they gave us y as 15. You replace it here, that's the 15 I wrote here. K, we don't know it yet. X is 4 now, so that will be 15 is equals to k times square root of 4. So now 15 will now be equals to k. Square root of 4 is 2. So you divide both sides by 2 to get your final value of k. So that will be k is equals to 15 over 2. So since we've gotten our k, which is now 15/2, let's now get the formula connecting y and x, which is our k obviously. So we write the formula we got here: y is equals to k square root of x. Place the value of your k that you got here, 15/2. So y will now be equals to, the k will be replaced by that 15/2 times square root of x. So therefore the formula connecting y and x will be y equals to 15/2 square root of x. I know some of you might have the question that why is it that we only wrote the value of k and not the value of y and x. The reason why it is like that is because k is a constant, it doesn't change. Y can be anything, x can be anything, and surely they will give you in the question they want you to solve. But k can be given, may not be given most of the time. It's a constant, so the value doesn't change. That's why it is only k that change, that we got the value in the formula here and we place it here instead of writing the values of y and x, because they are not a constant. So guys, that's all for direct variation. So I'm moving to the second one now, inverse variation. So under inverse, they said if y is inversely proportional to x, then they want us to interpret what they wrote down. Y is inversely, it's still the same sign, it's not a different sign for inverse, it's the same. So y is inversely proportional, meaning that it is the opposite of direct variation. This one, when you want to write for x now, you introduce 1 over inverse. You know, for there I said you just write the x there. Inverse means opposite. It is 1 over, we change that, it will be opposite of it. I don't know if you guys understand like that. So it is the opposite of direct variation. So they say y is inversely proportional to x. So that would be y inversely 1 over x. That's for inverse. 1 over will always be there. So when we now want to introduce the constant for this one, this sign, as I told you before earlier, it will change to equals to. Then k will now be introduced to it. So when k comes there now, multiply it with this 1 here. The k will be the numerator. In direct, we just wrote it beside the x, because there was nothing like 1 over for direct. For inverse, that 1 and k will be multiplied together over that x. So therefore y will now be equals to k times y is still k over x. So make k the subject of the formula. We want k to stand alone, so you cross multiply, k will now be equals to yx. So an example there: if the quantity w varies inversely as the square root of a quantity L, and if W is equals to 5 when L is equals to 16, find W if L is equals to 100. So let's take it little by little. Let's reread the question now. They said if the quantity W, write W down first, W varies, don't mind my handwriting guys, varies inversely, I told you 1 over will be there, as the square root of a quantity L, square root of a quantity L. So let's now simplify the formula that we derive now. So W will be equals to, K will be introduced, that will be K times the one that is in the numerator over the square root of L. So the formula now will be W is equals to K over square root of L. Make K the subject of the formula. So k will now be equals to, you cross multiply, w square root of L. That's the formula that we use to solve the question they asked under it. So now we've gotten this formula now. Let's now read the question further. And if w is equals to 5 when L is equals to 16, they gave us what w and L is now. W is 5, L is 16. So I've written the formula here already, the one we got. Now for the next question, we said W is 5, L is 16. So we need to know our K. Write the formula that we derived. K is equals to W square root of L. We don't know our K is equals to, our W is 5 times square root of L. Square root of L now is 16. So K will be equals to 5 times square root of 16 is 4. So K will be 5 times 4, that's 20. That's our constant value there. So if you want to now, just for additional information, in this our equation here, where is it? Okay, here. You can now place the value of K that I got as 20. You can place it there. Then you now write W is equals to 20 over square root of L. Let me do it for more understanding. From this part here that we said W is equals to K over square root of L. This is it here. This part here. So you now write the value of K that you've gotten now. So W now be equals to K we know now is 20 over square root of L. This is now the formula connecting W and L. So let's move on to the last question under it. We now said that find W if L is equals to 100. Find W, that means you don't know W, question mark, when L is equals to 100. And we know our K already is 20. So write the formula connecting them. W is equals to 20 over square root of L. We don't know our W, that's what we're looking for. Is equals to 20 over square root of L in the question is 100. W will now be equals to 20 over square root of 100 is 10. So 0 will cancel 0. 2 divided by 1 is 2. So therefore, our W is equals to 2. So that's all for today, guys. Next time we'll treat the remaining two parts, which is joint variation and partial variation, and I'll also be touching physics sometimes. So you guys should help me by subscribing, commenting, and liking my post. Thank you all, and have a nice day.